Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm back out on the Ducati Multistrada V4S. Today I've decided to go for a little ride. I've got a few decisions to make and one of them is whether I'm going to sell this bike or not. So sit back, relax and come along for the ride. It's been a little while since I've been back on this bike and I have completely forgot how much fun this bike is. It is an absolute animal. 170 brake horsepower and 125 newton meters of torque. So this bike is 3 years old now. I've had it personally for about 2.5 years. I've not done the mileage I really would have liked to on this bike, but I must admit when I jump back on it, I do think it's an absolute fantastic bike. So I've got to question myself, why am I thinking of selling it? So there's a couple of reasons really. One of them is thanks to the Nomadic Knights, Alex, who owns the company, has decided to supply me with a long-term loan bike, which is a Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 for the UK. It should be here in a couple of months time and it's a bike that I'm going to bring to the channel. So that's one of the reasons I feel like I'm not going to get the use out of this bike anymore. But in a way I was looking at selling it and changing it for a middleweight adventure bike, which I'm still considering, but I'm not basically going to be able to ride 3 adventure bikes. Like I said, I've done about 5,500 miles in this bike in 2.5 years. So I mean, I was going to bring a 3-year kind of review to the bike, but I don't feel that I've done enough miles on it to be worthy of that review. So I'll tell you a few bits about the bike, what I like, what I don't like. Maybe I'll sell it, maybe I don't, you know, maybe you can help me make that decision. Now, ultimately I was after a bike to kind of go and ride the trails and things like that, and the Himalayan is such a good bike. So I'm in no rush to sell this, and now I've just jumped back on it, you know, it's an awesome bike. Wow! Let's get on them brakes, and it's just, this bike is just phenomenal. I mean, in these corners here, whoa, it just twists and turns. But I guess the ultimate reason was how much off-roading we're doing, how many trails we're going to be doing it, and to be honest, I don't feel comfortable on this bike doing that. When I took the GS 900 out the other week, I felt like that bike was fantastic. It felt light, it felt nimble, and I felt confident, and that's the main thing about any bike, having confidence to ride it on what type of terrain you want to be riding it on. Now, if I was going to go around Europe and do some big tours, this would be the bike to do it on. But I've got to ask myself that question again, am I going to be doing that? Probably the answer will probably be no. So yeah, time's a little bit of an issue for me as well, not only doing kind of bike reviews but also riding places like in India, which I've been doing over the last sort of 12 months. I'm back out there again this August with Alex and the Nomadic Knights team to go and ride around the Himalayas once again, but on the brand new Himalayan 450. You've still got a chance to book on that trip, and there's still an opportunity to come and join me and his team out in the Himalayas for an epic and motorcycle adventure. There's a discount code, that biker Simon, and save yourself $250 on that tour. So yeah, one of the main things is with this bike is, as much as it's got the performance, it also carries the weight, where this is becoming a bit of a heavy bike for me. Even just kind of turning it around at home and stuff like that becomes a bit of a faff, and it's not till you jump on a lighter bike and you realise how much of a difference there is. This is probably one of the longest I've ever kept a bike as well, so I know a few of you probably think I'm absolutely bonkers of thinking of chopping this in. You know, I do still want to get like a premium bike at some point that's going to be an adventure bike, but more for the trails. Well, how could you not love this bike? I mean, it is an absolute animal. yeah, as soon as I get on it, I just think, oh, you must be mad to sell it. I'm not going to sell it just yet though. I've got a couple of rides with my buddy who's just running in his brand new Ducati Multistrada RS, so I want to go and do one or two videos with him as well and see how he's getting on with that bike, because he spent a lot of money on that bike. I think spec'd up it was kind of heading towards that £37,000 mark, which is like crazy money for a Multistrada. I mean, but I can see where the money has gone onto the bike, whereas sometimes when they bring out these bikes and you kind of think, where's the money spent, like the Ducati Street Fighter Lamborghini for instance, you know, I don't think that bike justified the price. It was all about the kind of the collaboration with Lamborghini and putting that stamp on it. But as for the Ducati Multistrada, this is the S version, the V4S. It's got all the bells and the whistles on the bike, and one of the reasons I would find it really difficult to get rid of it is because everything just works so well on it. The brakes are great, the engines perform well, I've had zero issues. Like I said, I've not really done the miles, so it'd be interesting if any of you guys out there that have done some big mileage have had any problems with the bike. And I've been reading reports about problems with the brakes on the bike, like the front brake, the Brembo, the master cylinder being a bit spongy and stuff like that. I've personally not found that. I've changed the brake pads once after doing a track day. Oh, and that's the other thing, I'm back on the track. I'm at Mallory Park with Pidcock track days. Here's a Africa Twin rider, look, old school, the original Honda Africa Twin. So yeah, I'm doing a track day on the Multistrada. I am taking this bike round Mallory Park. It's a Pidcock's track day. I'll put the link in the description, check it out. You can bring any bike, come along. So where I live in the East Midlands, Pidcock's in Long Eaton, they've not only got the BMW dealership, but they've got Pidcock's Ducati, they've got the Triumph, and they've also got the electric bikes. The dealerships are going to be there at Mallory Park. I think it's July the 18th on a Thursday, 17th or the 18th on a Thursday. It's £85 for a track day, so come and get yourself booked on. Oh, we've got a closed road here. Are we going this way? I don't know. I'm just following this car. I don't even know where he's going. So yeah, I thought I'd put the Multistrada back around the track. I've done it once at Donington Park. It's a bit of a fun track day. It's nothing serious. I won't be scratching no elbows, that's for sure. And the good thing about these bikes as well, they do come with a 4-year warranty. So whoever buys it has still got a decent warranty on it. So I've just jumped on the A50 and down to 3 bars on the Multistrada, and as we know, it's not the best bike on fuel, so I just thought I'd just go top it up, so I've not got to do it on the way back. Right, which pump is it for the rocket fuel? 97 octane, super unleaded. So this bike's got keyless ignition, but what it hasn't got, which you can have, I never went for it, which is the keyless petrol cap. So this is the only thing when you've got keyless. It is in here somewhere, but there's been the odd times trying to find my key. I generally put it in one of my 20 pockets. I think that'll do. I don't need to fill it to the brim. Another thing I've had to do with this bike as well, I actually snapped the key off in the lock, and just because it had dried out, so I'd definitely recommend just putting a squirt of some lubricant in there. So this has also been a nice purchase for the Multistrada as well. The SW Motec tank bag literally clips on like that, job done. Perfect for not taking the top box today. I've just got all my little accessories in there that I need for my cameras, batteries and things like that. Yes, we've filled the beast up, and yes, she can be thirsty, as we well know. I think the newer ones are slightly better, but yeah, the tank range can vary depending on how you ride it, and I don't think I'm going to be getting many miles to the gallon today. So yeah, it's nice just to jump on the bike today and go for a ride and not really have a plan. This bike's just, it handles so well. And of course, another good thing about this bike as well, if I just hit that little suspension button for a few seconds, it just drops down a few mil, just so I can get my feet a little bit more planted. I'm not quite sure what's going off here. Ooh. That's what's going off here. I thought he'd parked up. I'm not sure of a fancy beer and a lorry drive around here. We've got Buxton 21 miles away. Just headed into the Derbyshire Dales. As you turn the heated grips on and the heated seat on the bike, it's funny because I've not been on the bike for ages, not for a long period of time like today, and you kind of forget what button does what. I do believe that I could certainly live without all these electronics, although when you've got them on the bike you might as well use them. And as we get onto these twisty roads, I've just remembered, you know, the Michelin Road 6 tyres I've got on the bike, this is where it comes into its own, because you can see we've got a little bit of water rolling off these hills. There's quite a few damp patches. So Michelin claim that the Road 6 tyres give you about 15% more grip in the wet. And I tell you what, I can honestly believe it. I have took it out in the wet and they are pretty grippy. Certainly more grippy than the Scorpion Trail 2s that you got on the bike as stock. Also makes the bike feel a lot more sportier as well. Oh yes, we are properly in the countryside here, guys. These are the roads I love riding down. You kind of just got to hope that there ain't a copper sat on every corner. Whoa, gravel. Lots of gravel in the middle of the road there. This is one of the reasons I bought the Multistrada in the first place. Just because the potholes in the roads, the gravel, everything else, this handles the terrain absolutely perfect. If you hit a decent sized pothole on this, you kind of got a get out of jail card. So we're just heading into Matlock Bath now. There's a little bit of traffic as we was heading in. I did a video on this place about a year ago and it was absolutely rammed. If you come here on a weekend, on a warm weekend, then it's just, you just cannot find anywhere to park your bike, never mind your car. But we'll see if we can scoot in on the left there. There we go. We'll park next to this Royal Enfield Interceptor. There's always a few bikers knocking around here. Right, so just had my my lunch. I always feel like completely fat when I've had chips, and that's probably because I am trying to eat a little bit healthier, and it's not going to plan. This guy in front of me in this Volkswagen, sort of like, I don't know what it is, like a truck of some description. Sounds absolutely mental. So yeah, it's turned out quite a nice day, to be honest. If that wind would have dropped, it'd be absolutely perfect, but nice to see a few bikers out. So the quest for the ultimate adventure bike will still continue. Still want to go ride the KTM 890 Adventure on. I still want to go and ride the Tiger Triumph 900 Rally as well. I'm going to keep the Multistrada V4S for a few more months, get that track day done in July on this at Mallory Park. Hopefully by then I'll have the Royal Enfield. We'll bring some content to the channel with that one. So I hope you enjoyed the little ride around the Derbyshire Dales, guys. I've had a fantastic day. The weather's been great. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one.